First video in our developmental movement patterns playlist is going to be crocodile breathing. It's not even on the board, but it's something that can help with the timing of muscular contraction in the middle of the body. So using the breath to create the tension necessary to stabilize movement in the lumbar spine and movement in the appendages is something that we lose touch with in our day-to-day lives because of sedentariness, because of shallow breathing. We simply don't get it anymore. We don't have that connection between our breath and our muscles. We just sort of breathe shallowly or hold our breath throughout the day, sort of take a half breath in and then just sit there on it for a while. You know, it's not breathing along with movement. It's barely breathing along with not moving. So we're gonna use crocodile breathing to teach us how to get the muscles that are meant to be used for respiration to be used for respiration. This is also something that can lead into power breathing practice, but today I'm just gonna cover crocodile breathing. So I'm gonna lie face down on the floor with my hands under my forehead here if I can. I might have to turn my head to one side or the other. I've got a pretty decent beak on me and a little bit of head forward posture, so my nose is going to kind of be pressed into the floor. I'm going to practice with my head turned to both sides though, so that I can get my breathing to work with my cervical spine mobility in either direction. When I do crocodile breathing, the breath is going to fill up my abdomen rather than my shoulder girdle or my neck. So watch what I'm going to do with crocodile breathing, and I'll also show you what's called paradoxical breathing. So in crocodile breathing, when I breathe in through my nose, my diaphragm is going to push down into my abdominal cavity. My pelvic floor muscles are also going to be pushed down, and my abdominal muscles are going to expand like my waist is growing. So when I breathe in through the nose, you can see that filling happen. And then I'm just going to let the air out, let all of it out. I'm going to try to keep my shoulder girdle completely relaxed, my neck completely relaxed as I'm doing this. And when you first start practicing crocodile breathing, when you get near the top of your filling, your body might actually try to shake around a little bit. It's like, what are we doing? Because it's not used to taking a full breath in or letting all of your air out. We breathe halfway all the time. I'm going to switch which direction my head is facing here. And do a few more breaths. So this is belly breathing or abdominal breathing, as opposed to paradoxical breathing, where my diaphragm is going to stay still as my lungs inflate. And so it's not going to be my abdomen that fills up, it's going to be my thoracic cavity, my chest cavity, and you'll see my shoulders try to rise here too. So my diaphragm is going to sit still, and I'm going to breathe in through the nose and so instead of my diaphragm pushing down, expanding my abdomen, creating some pressure on my pelvic floor muscles, like respiration is supposed to do, my diaphragm is staying put and my expansion is coming through my chest. That is a way for our body to get more breath in stressful situations. Say that again. Paradoxical breathing, where the diaphragm sits still and the chest expands, is a way for our body to get more air in stressful situations. Why does it need more air in stressful situations? Well, let's think biologically about what a stressful situation is now versus what a stressful situation was when our bodies developed these movement patterns, which is aeons ago. If I'm in a stressful situation now, I'm probably sitting down. It's probably work-related stress, financial stress. It might be family stress, but I'm sitting in my living room thinking about it. So my body holds my diaphragm still, and I start shallow breathing, and not into my belly, but into my chest. This tells my body that I'm under attack, because the stressful situations of yore were most likely life-threatening or at least injurious situations where our bodies were responsible for getting us out of trouble. Being chased by a predator, being attacked by a rival tribe. These are things that require us to breathe that way, to create that intimidating posture or to get the heck out of Dodge. So that's why paradoxical breathing is the answer to stressful situations. Our bodies are behind the times, okay? It still thinks when you're getting stressed out, you're being chased or that somebody's coming to attack you. That's not what's going on most of the time. If you're a police, military, fire, rescue person, or in some occasions in our everyday lives, we run into real emergency movement patterns. Like my son this morning grabbed my hot cup of coffee off the table and was going to spill it on himself. I took that big breath into my chest and ran across the room and took care of it. The thing is, most of our stressful situations aren't going to fit that bill. So crocodile breathing teaches us how to use the muscles that are intended for respiration for the majority of our lives, and how to get out of the muscles that are intended for respiration in the vast minority of our lives in those emergent situations. That's why crocodile breathing is important. You know how babies sleep like babies? Because they have that kind of breathing going on. Watch them breathe when they sleep, and you'll see that belly just fill up and deflate, fill up and deflate. And pay attention to their exhalation as well. A baby's exhalation takes a lot longer than their inhalation. We do this when we're stressed out. A long inhale and a brief exhale. That's hyperventilation. There's a lot of reasons why that's not a particularly good thing. So that's crocodile breathing. Again, it can be used to transition into power breathing, because filling up that abdomen with your breath isn't just a great way to combat stress, it's also a great way to create tension in the middle of the body when you're performing a high intensity exercise. So lots of benefits to crocodile breathing. I encourage you to practice it even if you don't feel like you need to, and see how much more relaxed you feel.